Hi everybody. Please bear with me. I am trying to get on with it here in my Facebook page here on my tablet so I can actually see comments this time. Hi Lori. How are you? I can't believe you're joining. I know you're so busy. Thank you so much. Okay. Trying to decide if okay, I see my video. Hey Lori, can you tell me if this is showing up as landscape or portrait for you? Please bear with me. I am trying to get on with it here in my... Looks like I'm in portrait. I was able to get... So I can actually see comments this time. Oh, goodness. Hey, how are you? I can't believe you're joining. I know you're so busy. Thank you so much. Okay. Please. Oh, you're not too busy to watch. Thank you. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, we got it. I see comments. Okay. Okay. It is sideways. I know. All right. So bear with me while I rotate this. So sorry about this. Okay. My phone sometimes just will not it will not do the orientation correctly even when I restart my phone. It's so strange. So sorry, I have to look at my feet there. Okay, there we go. This should be okay. Is that better? Is it now looking up and down? Okay. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get started. I think it just might be you and me for right now, Lori, but that's okay. Because there's always replay. And first card we're going to do today is a bridge fold. So I'm really excited to do some fun folds with everybody this weekend. Let's see. All right, just emptying out my basket. So Lori, what are you up to today? Okay. My comments aren't flowing, but we'll try to I can still see comments. So we'll see what we got going on here. Oh, where's your daughter at? Okay. Hopefully this is a little bit better here. Sorry, we're going to have to be a little closer than I would normally like us to be, but that's okay. Up close and personal. So let's just get started. Get some glue, some adhesive. So we're going to make a bridge card fold today. Hopefully you can see this whole thing in the thing. Okay, so I always like, before I do fun folds, I like to make templates on, printer copy. Oh, is your daughter in college? Coming home to do laundry? That sounds like a college thing. Okay, so what we got here. Oh, she started a new job in December. Well, congratulations to her. That's exciting. Okay, so what we have here, we're doing a bridge fold. So this is the template. So basically what a bridge fold means is that when you have a card, it's going to set up and look like this. So when people receive it, they can display it, but you can fold it flat and put it in an envelope. So what you need to do is cut out a piece of cardstock in 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. And you're going to want to score it on 1 1/4, 2 1/2, and then you can flip it around and score it again at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. So you've got the score lines here. And then the bridge piece is 1 inch by 5 1/4 in the same color cardstock, or whatever cardstock. If you want it to be different, that's fine. It's whatever you want. And then let me just kind of fold the score lines, burnish this a little bit, and kind of give you an idea as to what this means. I love fun folds. I feel like they or just add that extra wow factor when you send a card to somebody and they think you're magical. And again, apologies for my voice, you guys. I'm still raspy, but I am feeling a bazillion times better. Hi, Lucy. How are you? Thanks for joining me today. So, see how we have this here? It's kind of like a diorama type of thing. Hi, Helen. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I'm able to see. I was not able to figure out how to get my camera landscape today on Facebook Live. It can be pretty finicky for me. I have not yet figured out all of the magical aspects of it. But this means I can really see your comments today. So thanks to everyone for joining me. We are using the Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper today because we're going to use the stamp set called the Gangs All Mirror today for this card. And this is such a cute set. This is in the Celebration catalog, and you can only get this for free with purchase. So the Celebration is the best time of year. I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later if I remember, but I just want to teach you some cards today. So anyway, I feel like the Gangs All Mirror, it's meerkats, but I was kind of Googling prairie dogs, and I think that these could also pass for prairie dogs. Oh, Lucy, thank you so much. I know I am feeling so much better. It's unbelievable. I am getting over pneumonia, everyone, and kind of feel like an old lady, not gonna lie. It was kind of a disaster of 2 weeks, and I only went to work in the actual office for like 4 hours on Thursday. I didn't even go back to work yesterday because I was pretty exhausted. Okay, but I'm feeling so much better in general, just really tired right now. So again, here's the template. At some point, I will get the template and the project sheets loaded on my website. I know I say that every time I do Facebook Live, and if any of you have ever gone to my website, you've noticed it's never been done. But that's because I bit off more than I can chew with trying to put a website together, and I'm not having the best luck with it, not gonna lie. So I need to pull it together and find a platform that's just a little simpler. But first things we're gonna do, we're going to stamp using soft suede ink. We're going to do the big meerkats. Let's see. Let's stamp them here. Make sure we have a good impression. Good. So these guys are so cute. So I was thinking about meerkats and thinking about how the set comes with like a little lizard and a cactus. And that kind of cracks me up because all I think of when I think of meerkats is Madagascar. And I don't even know if they're meerkats. Are they lemurs? Are they meerkats? I don't know. But all I think about when I see this set is you've got to move it, move it. I know I'm weird, but I can't help it. That's what I think about. It is what it is, my friends. Okay, so we're going to do the big group of guys there. So that's easy. I wanted to get them out of the way first because I had to use the big block for that one. We're also going to stamp on our envelope, you guys, because That's what I like to do. And then this is the back panel. So this goes on the back side of the card. So you can actually write your own message and greeting there if you'd like. So let's go ahead and stamp that. I'm going to stamp this one little guy. So anyway, because I think of Madagascar, that's why I thought of the Tropical Oasis paper, because I thought for sure that we would need to have some palm tree action going on. Madagascar is getting to be kind of an old movie, I think, at this point, because it was when my stepdaughters were little girls, that was out at that point, and they're women now. So there's that. Okay, so we're gonna say happy birthday to a stand-up friend. Yay, so cute. I'm a clean as you go kind of girl. Okay, yeah, so I was looking up prairie dogs that are found here in the US, and they look pretty similar. And they're maybe a little chubbier. This is for the actual envelope, so let's grab the envelope. Okay. There's just something about stamping the envelope and finishing off the inside of a card that I just love doing. It takes no time at all, and I think it really kind of adds a little something. Okay, we're going to add a little hat to the guy on the card, on the back of the card, and on the envelope as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and stamp from all of us over to the left of this. Oh, that's great. Flip her over. Perfect. Well, it's a little smudged, but we're going to have to live with it because I didn't cut any extras for today. I was just thinking, you know what? I only have so much energy, so I'm not going to spend a lot of extra time cutting extra things for today's thing. That is the one thing about pneumonia, is it is a long road to recovery. I will tell you what. Okay, so we're done with soft suede for now. I'm bringing out Old Olive for the little party hats. And we're going to do a party hat on, let's test it on my little stamped off guy here. Okay. Do one on the envelope. On that cute little guy. And then we're going to do one on the guy. Oh, critters crack me up. They're so cute. And what really cracks me up is like you could ever get any animal in the wild to actually wear a party hat. That's just cracks me up. Okay, so for now, the stamping is done. We are going to do some coloring here real quick, and we're going to use our blender pen, and we're using Petal Pink ink. Let's squeeze this pad real good to give us a little puddle of ink here. And we are going to do a couple different things here. We're going to color their little cheeks because, you know, critters in the wild have rosy cheeks. It's the beauty of... Now, here's the deal. When you're using... Look at that. It was still wet and I smeared it. For goodness sake. Come on, Teresa, get it together. Anyway, this little guy now has rosy cheeks. This ink is taking a bit to dry. That's all right. Okay, so anyway, you want to be careful because you will pick up the soft suede ink with a blender pen if you're not careful. And I'm not about that life if I can avoid it. because then it makes it all look with soft suede in particular. Things can get very muddy looking. Okay. Look at them. They all have adorable, cute cheeks. Cute, rosy cheeks. Okay, we're done with the blender pen, but we are going to actually do a little bit of sponging. I'd like to add color with a sponge, just to make it a little smoother looking. And obviously, you know, if these guys have little pink cheeks, they need little pink bellies, right? All you need to do is take one of the sponge daubers and just color up their little bellies. I say let's accentuate their chubby little tummies. Because, I mean, why wouldn't we? Is really the question. It adds a little pop of color, which is nice, and just gives them a life, right? Okay, we're done with Petal Pink right now. I don't know if I mentioned I used Old Olive for the hat. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is when all the magic happens and you see just how quickly these things come together. So, the layering pieces that we cut for this, we'll set these aside for right now. I did 2 panels for the sides. So 2 in each version. So we've got these 2, and then we've got these 2. And then we've got the middle panel. So let me show you the panel sizes. So these are number 1s, these are number 2s, and this is number 3. So the 1s and 2s are 1 inch by 4 inches, and basically it's just a 1/4 inch smaller on all dimensions for the inside panels, which are on here. And then the middle piece is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So let's get these babies glued in. Hopefully you guys are all still there. The last comment I see is Lucy saying she hopes I feel better. So hopefully I'm not having a technical issue. Hopefully you're all just so enthralled in this card. I mean, I kid. Okay, so we've got that on. Let's go ahead and do our side panels. Again, I'm using the Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper, which is currently available in the January through June 2020 mini catalog, formerly known as the Occasions catalog. Also, for short, I think people are calling it the Spring Mini. It's a catalog of many names. All right, trying to stay in frame because again, somehow couldn't get my camera on my phone going live to do landscape mode. I had to put it in portrait, so apologies for that. Okay, and then this one. By the way, if you hear yelling and screaming, I have a 13, almost 14-year-old playing video games with his friends right now. It's my boyfriend's son, actually, but I'm starting to consider him my own son. Well, I've been considering him that for a while now. He's a good kid. And he loves waking up early on Saturday to play games with his friends. So, hey, gets him up, right? Lucy, you're enthralled. I knew it. And you can't get your domesticated animal to wear a party hat. I know. Well, do you remember the unicorn outfit I bought her and how she hated us for making her wear such a thing? Lucy has the most adorable long-haired chihuahua named Gracie. She's really my cousin. Lucy's my aunt, everybody, in case you're wondering. It's kind of funny that she's my aunt because we're not far apart in age at all. She's also my #1 travel buddy. I travel a lot for my day job, and I like to take her on trips with me when I have to travel for work. I was able to get my dog Sugar to wear party hats, but only because she was such a good girl. She would do whatever I wanted her to do. But she wasn't happy about it. All right, look at this card is just coming right along. So what we're going to do is put this strip on the bridge layering panel onto the bridge panel. Okay. I said like 100 prayers that I would not start coughing uncontrollably on camera with you guys today. So I'm really hoping I can keep that going. So if I do start coughing, my apologies in advance. The thing about pneumonia, apparently, is that it will linger. And apparently it will easily relapse if you don't take good care of yourself. So to apply this bridge, what I'm doing is folding this one panel over, and then I'm just going to plop it on here, and I'm going to leave this panel outstretched. And you notice that I only put glue on the very ends of this piece. So I want to make sure it gets good and lined up against the edges. So you saw how that moved. The liquid glue has many amazing properties, and one is that it has wiggle room, but you need to give it a second to dry. Gracie was humiliated, I know. I mean, what self-respecting long-haired chihuahua wears a party hat? Of course it's humiliating. Or a unicorn costume for Halloween. Okay, you guys, we're going to do a little special treat with this. We're going to use the tailored tag punch, which I don't think I've actually ever used it as an actual tag. I've basically only used it for fishtail banner tails. Okay, so we're just going to center that in. Oops. Okay, so one thing I did while I was sick, I mean, granted, I took a lot of naps, so I was in and out. But we're going to do this layering piece in soft suede too. Little banner end here. Is I caught up on The Crown. Has anyone watched The Crown on Netflix? It's about the royal family in England. Queen Elizabeth. So I knew nothing about the royal family, really. The current royal family. I've done a lot of like reading of like the Philippa Gregory books, you know, the historical King, you know, Henry VIII era, you know, type of monarchy business, but current stuff I knew nothing about. I don't know how accurate the show is, but I'm guessing it's quite accurate. Seems like they'd be under a lot of flack if they weren't. But Queen Elizabeth apparently is a lover of corgis. Isn't it funny, the things that you learn from TV? I should say Queen Elizabeth II. Okay, so I've also been Googling things as I've been watching it also. So like about Princess Margaret, she seemed like that poor lady was kind of a hot mess. And it's just amazing. Like even in a royal family, like all families have their issues. The royal family does not seem exempt from that. Okay. Of course, I do find it a little bit strange. We're using the Perennial Essence Punch, by the way, to punch these flowers. I opted not to do the dies for anything. I was thinking of doing the tropical, Timeless Tropics die set that goes with that stamp set today, but I thought, nah, I'm going to stick with punches. And the reason why is because I kind of want to show you the versatility of punches. I want Stampin' Up! To continue offering punches. So, you know, I thought, hey, I'll show you guys how often I actually use the punches. And, you know, if you don't have these punches, you might want to consider getting them. Wow, that was fun. I just flung my stamp set, or my open stamp pad, onto the floor, and of course it landed face down. So hold on just a moment. Luckily it landed on my chair mat and not my carpet. So yay me. I'll consider that a win. Okay, we're going back to sponge daubing for now. And we're going to give these flowers that are cut out in Grapefruit Grove a little depth and dimension to them. I don't do a lot of sponging, a lot of inking, because I like a simple look generally. I feel like the sponging tends to give like a distressed look or kind of a vintage look, which is nice. And I do like that look, but it's not my, if I had a style for myself in particular, I would not say that was my style. But sometimes when you're using punches or when you're using, doing flowers, you just want to add some dimension to kind of bring them to life a little bit. I have found that sponging is a great way of doing that. So we're using the Grapefruit Grove ink on Grapefruit Grove paper. And I'm going to first do this flat on the surface here. I'm using this grid surface, which I love. This is available. Stampin' Up! Actually sells grid paper. Quite a few varieties, actually. They have like some designing, or with designs on it. And then, but I prefer just this like big plain one. Because again, I'm just such a plain person. Okay, that's all we need for the Grapefruit Grove. And then we're going to go back and do Old Olive. You can see I label my sponge daubers once I use them. Stampin' Up! Sells these, and I buy a little case on Amazon that actually holds them quite nicely. So we're just going to give some little color and dimension to these leaves as well, but they're kind of fragile on their little stems, so I'm not going to go to town on these. They're not quite as sturdy as that floral punch is. Can you see the difference though in the sponged versus non-sponged, and just kind of how it really adds a little bit of dimension? Kind of gives it some lifelike shadows. Let's see. So Lucy and I most recently she accompanied me on a business trip to Glasgow in Scotland last fall, which was just a lovely trip. Just lovely. And then the year before that, she went with me to Kobe, Japan for work, which was really cool. It was fun and nice of her to take time off work to go with me. Okay, so now that we have those all inked, we're going to also add dimension to them, and we're going to distress these flowers just a little bit. And I like to start with my fingers to kind of break up the fibers a little bit, and then I'll take my bone folder and curl it, kind of like curling ribbon. Trying to avoid the creasing that the bone folder will do by, you can see it's kind of did that on here, but what are you going to do? The bigger flowers, I feel like I need the bone folder beyond just my fingers for the curling. Work schmirk, I know. Lucy didn't have to work. She adventured everywhere. We went, I took a couple days off at the end of my work trip last time, and so I was able to travel with her. We went up to this place called the Isle of Skye up in the Scottish Highlands. It was really cool, and we're both Outlander fans. So, and of course Jamie the actor actually lives in Scotland apparently, but we did not see him because believe me, I was looking. Cheryl, hi. My goodness. How nice of you to pop in. Okay, right now I'm making a bridge card, and I'm making an embellishment for said card. Okay, we're going to use the dimensionals for this. Just stick one on the back of here. You guys, this card is almost done, which is crazy because we're having a really cool card that takes like 2 minutes to make. Okay, well, not really 2. I don't know how long I've been on, but it's been more than 2 minutes. Okay, we're also going to glue these stems, these leaves, using the leaf punch. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned the name of that punch. It's the leaf punch. Sorry. Okay, tilt that so it's visible. And then we'll do this guy here. And we'll tilt him so he's visible. Okay. The piece de resistance for this embellishment is these Perennial Essence Floral Centers. When I first saw these, I was like, oh God, those are hideous. But now that I have them in my hands, they're so fuzzy and cute, and they actually look really good in real life. It's kind of funny, the things that you see and you're like, ooh, what were they thinking? And then you're like, oh, I love it. That happens to me with everything. There's always like so many things I prejudge. I'm like, oh God, that's not going to sell. Ugh, I'm not getting that. And then I get it and play with it, and I'm like, oh, it's my new favorite thing. Okay. So we are going to stick this sentiment down. I don't know why I closed my glue. That was silly of me. So we're just going to glue this little guy down, and I'm going to put him kind of over to the edge here, like so. Lucy, you're saying Robbie. What about Robbie? Robbie's my uncle, Lucy's husband. Hi, Valerie. Thanks for joining in. What was your experience when you... Oh, you're like, ugh. That's really funny. You better not tell him you said that. Ew, who's that guy? And then she ends up marrying him. It is kind of funny how things kind of work that way, isn't it? All right, you guys. And just like that, we have this adorable bridge card featuring the Meerkats. Deb. Hi, Deb. Deb is my friend from Minnesota. I used to live in Minnesota for about 8 years. And Valerie is an old family friend, so I love having my friends pop in. They're all crafty. There we go. What do you think? Now, the best part about this is it folds flat, so you can just stick it in your envelope, a normal envelope. Even with the dimension, it'll still fit. It might flatten a little bit on the road, because you can see there's some nice thing. And then here's a little message on the back, and you can just sign your card on the back. I know, Lucy, it's so cute. I love a bridge fold. It's the easiest, well, okay, it's not the easiest fold, but it's quite easy. Okay, so we are done with Meerkats. Again, with the celebration right now. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Lisa. With celebration going on right now, all the stamp sets I'm using today, you can only get for free with a purchase. So every $50 you spend, you can choose an item from the celebration catalog. Okay, hold on just a moment. I am going to scooch over and grab my next project. The next project I'm doing is actually a corner tuck. So here's the sample. I'm going to show you the sample before I do it. Aw, thanks, Valerie. That's so sweet of you to say. This I had been wanting to try for a while. But I don't know, I didn't. And then last weekend, my Stampin' Up! Group, my upline, Patty Bennett, and Lori Bradshaw and Cindy Wilkeson all joined forces together to put on a fabulous team meeting. I, of course, was not able to attend in person, but they gave me a take-home kit because I'm far away, and so I was able to make the cards. And so one of them, Cindy Wilkinson, put together a corner tuck fold card. So this really isn't difficult at all. So I'm going to show you just how to do it. Okay. Sorry, my surface is getting a little bit messy again. Messy, but that's okay. So we're going to use the leaf punch on this one too. I also stamped the envelope because that's what we do. All right, so I went ahead and made a template for this as well. Again, you can write this stuff down if you want to, or someday I'll put it on my website. I can't guarantee when, but anyway, so what you're going to want is to cut Oh, Lucy, you got tree limbs. Oh, yeah, we had a huge windstorm, you guys, last night. Thanks, Lucy. Love you, too. Thanks for joining. We had a giant windstorm in this area last night. Kind of kept me up, to be honest with you. Okay, so we're using Flirty Flamingo. It's cut at 8 inches long by 4 1/4 on the side. And then we're scoring it at 2.5 inches. So we're just going to fold this in. And I'll show you the other things that I've got cut here as well. I'm going to burnish it using my bone folder. Okay, and then the best part is when you cut an 8.5 by 11 sheet of this down the middle at 4 1/4 by 11, you get this. So this is 11 inches. So when you cut this at off at 8, you get this left. Okay, so this is 3 by 4 1/2, and this is perfect for us because it's going to act as our mechanism in which to tuck this corner in here. Okay, so then you want to make a square, a 2 by 2, 2 inch by 2 inch square, and then you want to cut it right down the middle to make this triangle. Okay. I recommend that whenever you first try a fun fold, that you always do a little template first so you don't waste your good stuff, because believe me, I do that a lot. I think, oh, I've got this, and then no, I never do. I've never got it. Okay, so what we've got here is, these are just some scraps. Okay, these are layering pieces, and we're using Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, and Whisper White. And then this is the Lori, you're saying turn my paper over. What paper? Did I show you the dimensions wrong? Anyway, I'm not sure what you meant by that, Lori. Could you maybe clarify? Okay, so we've got layering pieces. This is going to go here. This is our inside panel. This gets glued to the corner here. This is a layering panel for this. And then eventually it's going to get like that. So let's start with stamping, because that's my favorite part of the process. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're not stamping on Granny Apple Green. What we're doing with the Granny Apple Green is actually so you don't get your cards inky. Yes. Turn over my paper. I'm not sure I know what you mean, Lori. I think I know what you're saying. Okay, so we've got the Granny Apple Green. While I've got it out here, I'm just going to punch out the leaves. I want 3. So I made sure I grabbed a scrap that was big enough. Oh, I was worried about having a dirty mat. Yes, thank you. I was. I think it's all dried by now, though. We'll see. Okay, so first things first, I think I'm going to start with the biggest stamp we're using, the Thoughtful Blooms. This is also in the celebration set. There's a coordinating punch also. So you can get the punch by spending $100, and you can get the Thoughtful Blooms by spending $50 for free. So if you spend a total of $150, you can get this whole little coordinating set. And I know you're thinking $150, whew, that's a lot of money. And I agree, that is a lot of money. But I save up I do my stock up buying in the celebration time. So I've been buying like a bunch of like cardstock and glue. I just went to town buying adhesive when the first celebration thing came out, which, by the way, you guys, celebration has been going on since January 4th, and we are about to have a second release coming up here on February 4th, which I think is Tuesday. And I don't know what that second release is going to be yet. It's going to be, let me clarify that, release for pre-order. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, you know how I'm all about the envelope. So let's go ahead and get this envelope stamped up real quick with the green. And then this is our, hold on. This is my scrap. This is our layering panel. Okay. Let's get this where you can see it. Okay. So using the Granny Apple Green and this like viney, pretty, stamp. We're kind of doing that in the corner here. Okay. That's it for this guy. All right. Next. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and do our Poppy Parade here. Close Granny Apple Green, and we are done with Granny Apple Green. Okay, we're going to pull out Poppy Parade. Oh, hi, Sharon. How are you? Sharon is a old family friend as well. Got lots of family friends popping on today. I feel so lucky. Okay, so I always test. Let's just stamp off 3 of these little flowers. I'm going to set this aside to let that dry. I think that's the only time I'm using this stripy flower, so we can be done with this one. And I'm going to pull out this big solid daisy. We're going to grab Flirty Flamingo for this one. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera, you guys. It's kind of lame. Okay. So, oops. I always do that. I put it in the wrong color, you guys. Dope. Okay. That's okay. We'll just season the stamp a little bit. Clean her off. Okay. All right. Flirty Flamingo is what we want here. Do you guys have a favorite? You know what? I want to do this first. I meant to stamp the sentiment first on here, but we're going to do 5 flowers in this color. And voila. Set that aside. We'll go back to this panel. All right, so do you have a favorite color of the Stampin' Up! Colors? If so, what is it? I always feel like I tend to like them all. I'm like the hardest at picking favorites of anything. Like I don't have a favorite movie. I don't have a favorite food. It's bizarre. I don't know why that is, but I'm not ever able to pick favorites. Okay, so we're going to move with this little cute little stamp here. And I'm going to put this little guy at the end of each of the stems. You guys, I'm not being perfect on here, and I don't know why I usually take a little more care than this, but it's okay. We're going to put this little flower on the end of all the little stems of that thing, that vine thing. And anyway, what I was going to say is that with the sentiment and then the cluster of flowers being around this, we don't need it to be perfect because a lot of this isn't going to be seen necessarily, but I'm still doing it all because I don't know what's not going to be seen, if that makes sense. Okay, so work in this envelope also. Okay. So, favorite colors. Are you drawn to the pinks, the blues, the reds, greens? I think I'm typically drawn to the blues. But depending on what project I'm working on, my favorite color is probably that project at the time, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so now let's grab this little guy. We're going to do some red with this guy, the Poppy Parade. Okay, we'll just keep doing the envelope. After this, we'll be done with the envelope. But isn't that pretty? So if you were to receive a card in the mail and then this was on the envelope, I mean, I'd be like, yes, something fabulous, not a bill. Woohoo! Okay, so we're stamping the centers of these little guys. With this, we're kind of essentially making our own little pattern paper, which is always fun. I love doing that. That's my favorite part about stamping. Actually, so Sharon joined us, and it's kind of funny because she's the one who got me into stamping when I was probably about 13 or so. I don't know. Do you remember that, Sharon? You took me stamping. I think it was for my birthday one year, and you took me to a stamping store, and that's when I saw them do like heat embossing, and I'm like, oh my God, that's magic. And you bought me a couple little stamp pads or ink pads and some stamps and sent me on my way with crafting, and that was kind of that was it. That was what got me started. So I guess you could say I've been paper crafting for, see, if I was 13 or so, 14 maybe. I don't think I was in high school yet. Sheesh, I don't know. It's over 30 years ago. It's crazy. We're doing, this is my favorite little stamp of this whole stamp set, is this little teeny tiny daisy. Okay. So I think we're almost done with the red. We just have our sentiments to do really quick with the reds. And then oh, actually, I'm kidding. We're not done with the reds. I'm going to do one more floral punch on that panel, the layering panel. I love this sentiment. It's a nice, beautiful sentiment that says, I'm always amazed but never surprised by your thoughtfulness. Is that not the sweetest thing to say ever? There are some people out there that are just so thoughtful, they don't even know how thoughtful they are. And I think you have to be born with that or practice it. I'm not sure. I try to be thoughtful, but I'm not very good at it. I try. Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess I wasn't quite done with the red because we're going to do the thank you right in the middle of this, the inside panel. I do send thank you notes though, a lot. It's my #1 card I send. Okay, so we're going to do 2 flirty flamingos of these. Just around, and then we're going to do 1 real red. You guys, I promise you the stamping is almost over. But I have to say that this is my favorite part of all crafting is the actual stamping. So many supplies and everything that you can do now. That stamping sometimes takes a back seat. You can, hi Don Sander. You can make a card without stamping a single thing with all the ephemera and die cuts and all kinds of things these days. Okay, so that's done. This is almost done. I think I'm done with Flirty Flamingo, so let's get this put away before we have disaster. Okay, we're going to do this red. Where is that daisy? Oh, here it is. This medium-sized daisy. Okay, just going to kind of put this randomly about. I woke up feeling like, even though I didn't get very much sleep because of our really bad windstorm last night, which I'm scared to go out and see what kind of damage is in my yard, I feel like I have more energy today than I've had in quite some time, which is awesome. The pneumonia, like, takes your breath away, like, literally. And it's kind of a bummer. And so you're just, like, constantly feeling fatigued. Okay, we're going to do one more leaf on here, and then you guys, I promise we're done with the stamping on this card. Okay. There will be a replay available, so if you're not able to stay for the whole thing or don't have time or whatever and just want to catch a little bit later, you can always come back. Also, if you feel like sharing the video, you think somebody would like to learn how to make any of these fun folds, please feel free to do so. That would make me super happy. Okay. In fact, I was thinking, I see people do little contests and stuff when they doing their Facebook Lives, and they do little giveaways. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I give away all of these cards I'm making to somebody this week? So if you're watching and you want these cards, why don't we do something to give them away? And maybe that is, okay, I'm missing a punch. Oh, here it is. This label punch. Don't know the name of it. I'm sorry, I forgot to figure that out. So if you share the video, then if more than one person shares it, I'll do a little drawing. And I'll mail you the samples from this week if you'd like. That would be awesome. Okay, we're using that coordinating bloom punch. We're doing all the punching, and then we are going to be ready to assemble. Yeah, I can't remember what my third card is. I think it's just an encouragement kind of hello card. The first card was a birthday card. This card's a thank you card, and then just a general hello card. So it's a nice little assortment of cards to put in your stash. Okay. And I'm just lining this punch right on up. Okay. And then since that one's kind of in the middle, we're going to tear away. There we go. Okay, now we'll punch out these red ones too. Okay, I'm really excited to get back to work, hopefully full-time on Monday. I have missed crafting, I have missed work, I've missed life. So I'm really excited to get back into the swing of things. And Really hoping that this weather kind of clears up a little bit this weekend, but I have zero plans this weekend other than doing this Facebook Live this morning and also doing, we're going to do some assembly, watching the Super Bowl tomorrow. And I'm a Seahawks fan, being from the Seattle area here. So the Seahawks are not in the Super Bowl, of course, but I don't know why I didn't notice before. Maybe because the 49ers and the Seahawks are kind of rivals that, generally I'm not a 49ers fan. But I just happened to notice that last game with them in Green Bay that the quarterback for the 49ers is smoking hot, you guys. Smoking hot. I don't know his name, but that's okay. I don't need to know it. He's hot. And so I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl, of course, just for him. And I can't even remember what the other team is that's in it, but it's another red team with Mahomes. Kansas City, maybe? Not really sure. Again, don't care. I think that Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are doing the halftime show, though, which is interesting. So I just put this little corner right there. I wasn't talking about it because I was talking about the quarterback, but just do glue along the edges because you're going to need that to be open to put this little guy in. I'm sorry, not that. Okay. To tuck that in. So I'm just putting all the layering pieces on right now. I love this designer series paper. It comes in a 6x6 pack in all the color families. So I'm using the Brights pack, and this is the Flirty Flamingo. And I am a lover of gingham, let me tell you. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put the panel on. Okay. Okay, so what's going to happen is we are going to glue this end here, and then this will ultimately tuck in here. So let's just do a little glue here, and we're going to center her up from the top to bottom, horizontally and vertically. You guys, I haven't even had my coffee yet. It's after 9. I don't know exactly what time it is. I know some of you are on the East Coast, and I am like super excited about coffee this morning. In fact, I'm going to go to Starbucks today, so I haven't been there in a while, and I'm really excited. Okay. Yeah, Trax and I are going to go to Starbucks, and I'm going to get my coffee, and then we love their bacon Gouda sandwiches, so we're going to get bacon Gouda sandwiches. So I'm using the Stampin' Dimensionals. And then today, Traxton got a guitar for Christmas, a nice little acoustic guitar. And so today is his first day of actual real-life guitar lessons. So I am excited to get him going with that. Don't know if he'll enjoy it or be interested, but you know how you just want a kid to be a little more into something other than video games, right? He's not particularly into sports. However, he does like exercising. But I liked individual sports, not team sports myself. So I get that. I didn't like feeling like I was letting my team down when I was a kid. I mean, who likes that feeling? But I guess that just speaks to confidence at that age. For me, anyway. I don't know if that's kind of how Traxton is feeling about things, but that's definitely how I felt. But I also liked doing personal best stuff when I was that age. Okay, but I did like tennis as well. So we're going to probably try tennis lessons this spring. Also, and he's taking boxing starting starting next week as well. So it's a year for new things. New year, new tracks. I'm excited for him. I don't know if he's that excited, but hopefully he will become so. Okay, so I just put the leaves just kind of around. Now you want to be careful with this corner because again, this is getting tucked in here, just like so. Isn't that cute, you guys, the way it does that? Thanks again to Cindy for doing that. I'm just telling you, I don't know why I had put off learning that, but I did. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use our fingers just to give these flowers some dimension. And we're pretty much almost done, you guys. So basically all we need to do here is make these dimensional, and then we're going to glue them down, and then we're going to put a final embellishment on there, a little extra special touch. We're going to use the iridescent sequins actually today to add a little sparkle to this card. I don't know what it is. I love this color combination of the Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo, and Granny Apple Green. It's like, yes, spring. Come to mama. I think we've had so much rain in the last couple of weeks here. Of course, it's Seattle, so of course we have a lot of rain. And I really shouldn't complain because so many other places around the country have had just disastrous weather. It's really, literally disaster. So I can't really complain, but it gets old though, I will say. Okay, so I'm just kind of placing these about to kind of see where I like things. I always like to have one like popped up here like so. And then maybe do another one like, I don't know, maybe like that. We did 5. One maybe under here. Okay, and then maybe do one like here. Maybe one off the edge here. And then maybe another one like, oh, maybe we do these like this. Okay, what do you guys think? I think it's time to stick it down. Okay, so let's just add a teeny tiny bit of glue to the backs of these. I'm gonna put some glue just right like there. Glue these down. Okay, so I have not coughed once, knock on wood. Let's hope that keeps going. All right. Now I don't want to obscure the sentiment too much, so I got to be careful there. All right, what do you guys think of this card? Is it cheery and happy? I would encourage you to go make something floral and fun, just to make it feel a little bit better about it only being February 1st today. Although I do have to say, January went by really fast, in my opinion. Granted, I was sick in bed the last 2 weeks, but it still went by really fast because time just never seems to stop flying by. Okay, and we're using these iridescent sequins. I love these. They come in a lot of colors. I could even use the Granny Apple Green ones, but I'm going to use these. So let's get the take your pick tool. And I'm going to put these Flirty Flamingo floral shaped ones in the middle of the reds, the Poppy Parades. Oopsies. Okay, there we go. Make sure those flowers are stuck down. They feel like they're kind of trying to pop up on me. I need that glue to dry. Okay. You see how that gives it just a little bit of sparkle? Okay, and then I'm going to put these cupped sequins kind of in the middle of these red. Oops, this one slid off its little glue dot. What? There we go. Get that back together. Oh dear. Oh, it wasn't the glue dot. It's the little piece that makes it. Okay, that's a garbage one. Every now and then you get a defective something or other in these. Okay, and it could have been because I used the take your pick tool and accidentally separated it. That's probably what actually happened. So how about instead I just peel them up with my fingers? Huh, okay. So just kind of sticking them. I'm going to do 3. Let's see. Do this one too. All right. So now we'll tuck this in. So we've got this. Open it up. It says thank you. We'll tuck this in. And we've got our pretty little envelope that coordinates as well. Isn't that so pretty, you guys? What do you think? So again, we use the celebration set, which I love. That's one of my favorite sets. So we've used the Gangs All Mirror, and now we use that. So now we're going to use the big mama of the celebration catalog. The one that is only available if you host a workshop or spend a lot of money. So instead of spending a lot of money on your own, well, if you want to do it, that if you do what you're gonna do. But if you don't want to spend a ton of money, you could get your friends together and have a little party. And if you host a workshop that is over $300, you could get this adorable ladybug set. And let me tell you, we're having a coordinated product release on the 4th, coming up here, February 4th. And there's a set of dies that come with this. I know. It's exciting. So let me get set up here real quick for this card. We're using another punch, of course. Okay, we are making what's called a waterfall card. How cute is that? And we're using the little ladybug set. Okay, so let's pull out everything we need here. Okay, and I've got the templates here. Okay, so what you need for this, it looks complicated. Don't be afraid. It's actually really easy. So first you need a card base, which in this case is the black card base. And I have a layering piece to write your message on the back. So the card base, let's get this out of here, is 5.5 by 4.25, which is a basic quarter sheet piece of paper. Okay, so far we're good. That's easy. Then we've got our layering piece, which in this case is the lovely lipstick. Okay, and this is cut at 5.25 and by 4, and so this is basically a 1/4 inch shorter. So it just layers just like that. So you have the nice 1/8 inch border around. Okay, then we've got our mechanism. So this is all it is. It is so easy. So it's a piece of paper that is 1 7/8 inch wide by 9 inches long. Okay. And then we're scoring it at 4.25, or excuse me, at 2, 2 3/4, 3.5, and 4.25. Again, at some point I will get this on my website. Okay. And then we've got, so I did that in the smoky slate. Is it smoky slate or basic gray? I'm not sure. Smoky slate. So we've got this. You need that little bridge piece there because that's what you're going to be sticking this card into. Okay. To do the fun fold there. And then you need 4 each of 2 by 2 inch squares. So again, I did this in the smoky slate, and then you need the layering in whisper white of 1 3/4 square. So 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. I know it seems like a mouthful, like a lot, but trust me, we're going to demystify this process right now. So we've got our card base. We've got our layering piece. And I also cut a piece of Whisper White to put on the back so we can write our message. Let's just go ahead and glue this down right now. I'm not actually going to stamp anything on this today. We're running out of time, you guys. I've kept you way longer. Well, I don't actually know what time it is, but I'm thinking it's longer. Okay. And I kind of want to wrap up at 10 because, you know, nobody has time to spend all Saturday with me as much as I would love you guys to spend all Saturday with me. I wish you were here so you could stamp with me. Okay. So while we've got this out, let's just stamp. Let's just go to town right now. We're going to do a random border of this big flower here, or a random stamping on this, of this big flower on the Lovely Lipstick. And we're going to do it in Lovely Lipstick. Sorry, I had to look for my big block. Okay. Okay, I kind of hate using the big block. I could use a Stamparatus, but I'm too lazy to drag that out. Okay, so using Lovely Lipstick, which, by the way, is a 2018 to 2020 in color, which means, sadly, that it's likely retiring this year. So now, during celebration, is a fantastic time to stock up on all things Lovely Lipstick before supplies become super limited. Stampin' Up! Does the in colors. So we get new in colors every year, but sadly that means that some retire. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like Lovely Lipstick. So, anyway. Now there's, oh, shoot. Look, it didn't stamp all the way. But don't fret, because it's going to be covered up with the waterfall mechanism. Love that. All right, just going to clean this off real quick, because we're actually going to need this stamp again. We're going to be stamping this in Memento Black here in a moment. Okay. So, I'm going to put Lovely Lipstick away. I think that's all I needed that for. Okay. Now, we can go ahead and glue this down. So, celebration is a great time to grab yourself a couple packs of the cardstock, maybe the ink refill if you don't already have it, you know, the in color paper that goes with the in colors. And so, you know, after you buy a few packs of card packs and some refills, boom, you're up to at least $50, which means you could get a free celebration set. Okay. So next, we'll just go ahead and glue this guy down. We're going to stick him about, eyeball it, that looks like about an inch up. We're only going to do the outer corners or the outer edges of this, gluing that down. Okay. There we go. Fantastic. Let's make sure that's good and glued. Perfect. Okay, so let's get our Whisper White pieces out. Let's do our Stampin' and Coloring on these guys. We are going to use Memento Black for all these. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to do this just kind of off. Isn't that cute? Okay, we'll go ahead and I think I need a new baby wipe. My goal is to get through all these cards with the one baby wipe. Okay, we're done with this guy. So we're going to use all these little ladybugs today. So the we're going to use this Borders stamp. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, I can. Perfect. But we are only going to use this one on the end. So let's look at this. You can mask it or you can just ink the guy on the end. Got a little ink here, so I'll just wipe that off. Let's see how this looks. See how she looks. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so let's just put her right on the sleeve. She's just hanging out there. Kind of looks like she's upside down, but that's okay. All right, while we have this stamp mounted, I am going to mount or stamp the envelope. So we are going to start in the middle. These little ladybugs are so cute. They're in all kinds of stage of roly-poly hijinks going on here. Okay, we'll come back to those and color those in a bit. Is anyone here? It's been awfully quiet, and I don't blame you if you're bored and left, believe you me. Okay, so we are going to stamp. We're going to start with the shy coy girl here. She's acting all like, what? I'm shy. I'm too scared to try something new. I don't want to fly. Okay. So here she is. Okay. All right. But wait. Can I really make my wings spread? What? I'm a dork, I know. Forgive me. This was the thought process I had when I saw the stamp set, and I'm like, oh, she has to be a waterfall card. So she goes from shy, like, what? And then, oh, look, these wings. I've got wings. That's so awesome. Okay. And then we're going to use the one where she's holding out the flower, like, oh, thank you for telling me about this. I'm so excited. Here's a flower. Thank you. She's so cute. Okay. And again, there's dies will be released, coordinating dies while supplies last, starting February 4th. And then we're going to switch to this card here. Oh, let's go ahead and fold all of these, by the way. So we're going to go ahead. First, let's punch this using the tag punch, tag topper, scallop tag topper punch. Just line that up in the middle like so. Boom. Okay. Got that handled. So the reason why that's important is so we know where to stamp. So we're going to use the thing that says, spread your wings and fly. Okay, just like so. All right, and then we're going to grab her in full flight now. She's so cute. Okay, I don't know where my medium size block is, so we'll have to use the big block. That's all right. Okay. There we go. Oh, she's so cute. Spread your wings and fly. We need to do one more stamp on the first one where she's kind of hanging out on the leaf here. We're going to say, hey, lady. Hey, lady. Which one is that? That's this one. It reminds me of a song from like either the 70s or 80s. I'm not sure, but there's a song where it's like goes, hey, lady, you lady. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I can't be the only old lady around here. Please tell me I'm not. Okay. Oops. Lady's off the thing. Oh well. We're going to have to live with it. Because at this point, I'm not redoing nothing. Okay. So we are done stamping. Now we're going to quickly color everything. And this is simple coloring. We are using the good old-fashioned Stampin' Write markers. And we are just going to color her. So, just like so. Feel free to grab a snack. I believe there's lovely lipstick Stampin' Blends. So you could use those as well. But I liked the sketchy look of, it's like a pencil sketch of the stamp. And so I liked the look of kind of the coloring strokes with this. To me, it kind of goes with the style of the ladybug. The line art. So I don't mind it looking a little out of liney and, you know. I do love the Stampin' Blends, though, believe you me. Hi, Christy. How you feeling, hun? My friend Christy's been feeling yucky, too. I'm making a waterfall card, Christy, so you'll have to hang in there because I'm almost done. And you can see how cute this ends up turning out. For most people, I'm guessing it's like watching paint dry, watching somebody make cards. But for me, like this is like all I watch on YouTube. And Trax and Mike make fun of me so bad for it. Okay, but I don't care. Okay, and we'll go ahead and color her up. Almost done with the coloring. Christy, I'm sorry you started feeling so sick this week. That really sucks. It just takes the wind right out of your sails, doesn't it? Okay. So we're just about done here. We'll get her little ladybug butt there. And then the other thing that we're going to do is the envelope. You'll recall I had stamped it. So let's just quickly color these little girls up. And when I lived in Minnesota, we had like these Asian lady beetles, which are not exactly the same as ladybugs. They're like orangier. They're super stinky if you squish one, which I never squished them because I don't squish bugs because number one, that's gross. And number two, like, ugh, no, thank you. I wouldn't want to be squished. Caveat to that, of course, is if something's in my house and must die. But the Asian lady beetles, I would just scoop up and take outside. They were kind of parasitic, I think, and like kind of wrecked plants and whatnot. Okay, almost done here, just like so. all done. Okay. We now have a beautiful coordinating envelope. So let's grab this first one. And I am not going to color the entire, we're just going to color these. Ain't nobody got time for that, coloring all that. Okay. And we're going to color the leaf with the Granny Apple Green. I believe that yellow is Daffodil Delight, by the way. Okay, done. Oh, almost forgot the most important part. Hello, the cheeks. Remember, all critters need rosy cheeks because, you know, why wouldn't they? Okay, on my original card, I colored her arms and legs gray, but now that I'm doing this, I'm thinking it should be flesh toned here. I mean, obviously. Since we're humanizing the little gal, might as well. Oops, forgot the daisy on this one. I guess I need to color that. Oh, and I forgot her head too. Good Lord. Looks like I forgot her head on all of them. All right. Shoot. What was I thinking? There, sweetie pie. Alrighty. And we're going to do her stripes. Super easy. We're going to tie in that smoky slate. And again, I'm not being particularly careful with the coloring because I like it to look a little messy, frankly, because this is like an imperfect line art sketch. So it just kind of stays with the character of the art that the artist put together. Oh, and I forgot her hands and feet on this one. Man, I'm a mess. All right. So hands and feet, and then the daisy on the other one. And then we're going to call her good. There we go. So cute. Okay. And this daisy. Perfect. Done. Done and done, you guys. Now, I'm not going to do it on this card, but we have this stuff called the Shimmery Crystal Effects. And what this does, and on this one, I put it on all of the dots. So can you see it's kind of sparkly and glossy? So it dries clear and shimmery. Do you see that? Might be hard to tell. But I'm not going to do that on this because it does take a little bit of time to dry. And frankly, I just don't want to wait for that. So hold on a second. I have a little cough. My apologies. All right. I didn't get exactly through the whole thing without coughing, but we got pretty close because I'm almost done. Okay. I'll probably go back after the card. Well, I'll do the little ladybug on the front because I'll just leave that one as the last thing just to show you how to use that glue. So we're just going to mat these on the smoky slate. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. And look at it with the rosy cheeks. Are you kidding me right now? Okay. Oh my gosh, look how proud she is right there. Oh my gosh, look, I have wings. I am gonna fly today. Kind of makes me think of when I tried water skiing. And I'm like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And well, guess what? I was never really able to do it. But I was like, no, I'm so shy. But I tried so hard and I was like so determined. But you know what? I don't have the hand strength for that sort of thing. It's embarrassing. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is let's see, how did this work? Ah, that's how it works. Okay, so this one here gets the one with the flower because we're thinking backwards here. So she gets the one with the flower. Yeah. So we'll just put some in the middle here. And then this is the one that's getting glued down to the waterfall mechanism to hold it in place. Okay, let's just real quick do this. So we're just gonna glue these. Sorry, I'm kind of off camera. Okay, we're gonna glue these, line these up. And you just want them to be lined up with the fold of the card. Okay. The little shy girl right here. Just giving it a bit of glue here. I know it doesn't seem like very much, but a little goes such a long way with these, with the liquid glue. I'm telling you what. Okay. All right, you guys, we are almost done. So one thing that is functional on my website is if you do want to shop with me, I invite you to do so. I would love it. And it will link you to my Stampin' Up! Store. It's available 24/7. So if you want anything, go pick it up. Or if you need help or don't know what you want and want some advice, call me, text me, email me. Direct message me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Stampin' with Teresa. Okay, so we're going to glue her down. I should have probably done this first. Oh well. Okay. So there we go. It's a little up toward the top, this one, but that's okay. I wanted it to cover that thing. So we'll let that hang out for just a second. We'll come back to this. Yeah, it looks like I did that more in the middle, more centered, but that's okay. I'm not mad about that at all. So we are going to put a little bit of this shimmery glitter ribbon. This is called Glitter Organdy Ribbon. And this is going to be our pull tab. This is what will help your recipient realize, oh, see if this is dry enough. Let's go ahead and pull this baby down. Perfect. I don't want to disrupt that too much. Oh, there's a little glue glob. Oh, that's great. Little glue glob that left a little stain, but I've got a fix for that. Well, somewhere I have a sand eraser that will help that. I'll do that after. Okay, so we're going to fold this through. Loop this through right here. Oh wait, I went the wrong way. I'm sorry, you guys. I wanted this to go through this way. Poke it through this way, so that way this will come up on top. So you'll see the ribbon up. It's a little stiff, so don't worry about that. So this way it will show up just like so, as opposed to like that. So you want that look on the front. Okay, so let's close it up here. Okay, perfect. And let's just trim this so it doesn't come too far below. Okay, you guys, what we have here is our waterfall card. Just like that. I know it seems complicated, but really it's so easy. Isn't that cute? Okay, so I was just going to show you this thing here. So using the Shimmery FX, and this does take a minute to dry, but you're just going to squeeze it out, just a little glob, hopefully. There we go. Squeeze her out there. I like to kind of do it in the middle and then just kind of move it around, spread it out to the edges. And you can see it kind of picks up the color a little bit. So it's liquid, so it's going to move. The ink is water-based. So I'm going to do a little flick. So if there's any peaks in the glue blob that I leave, it will have it smooth out. All right, you guys, we're done. So stampinwiththeresa.com. That's Stampin', Stampin, not stamping, but Stampin' with Theresa with an H. So THERESA.com. Again, I'm obviously here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and email, and my website. It's all there. That stuff is all at least linked. And one of these days I will get my project sheets up, and I will get those templates up for you guys too. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. It was so great seeing you all today, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.